You wake up early, you go for your daily walk, you try to eat less, and yet that belly fat refuses to disappear. After 50, many people start believing their metabolism is broken. But according to researchers from the National Institutes of Health, aging changes how the body stores and uses energy, especially around the abdomen. Your body is still burning fuel. The problem is, it may be burning the wrong fuel, and there's a short window in the morning, right after waking up, where your body can become more likely to tap into stored fat. Miss that window, and your walk becomes just another habit. Use it correctly, and it may completely change how your body responds. Today, we'll break down why belly fat becomes harder after 50, what scientists say happens inside your body in the morning, the common mistake that blocks fat burning, and how a simple change in timing could make your walks more effective. Why belly fat becomes harder after 50. One of the biggest frustrations after 50 is this. You're putting in effort, but your body no longer responds the same way, and science explains why. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health report that adults gradually lose muscle mass as they age, a process known as sarcopenia. Why does that matter? Because muscle helps your body burn calories all day long, even while resting. Less muscle often means a slower metabolism, lower calorie burn, and easier fat storage. At the same time, studies published by the American Diabetes Association show that insulin sensitivity tends to decrease with age. When that happens, the body processes sugar less efficiently, insulin stays elevated longer, and excess energy becomes more likely to be stored as fat, especially around the waist. Then comes stress. Researchers from Harvard Medical School have linked chronically elevated cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, with increased abdominal fat accumulation. So after 50, belly fat is no longer just about calories. It becomes connected to hormones, metabolism, sleep quality, stress, and muscle loss. That's why simply eating less often stops working. The morning fat-burning window. Now here's where things get interesting. When you wake up, your body has usually gone 8 to 12 hours without food. During that time, insulin levels decrease, glycogen stores begin to drop, and the body shifts into what researchers call a fasted state. According to studies published in the American Journal of Physiology, fat oxidation, the process of using stored fat for energy, tends to increase when insulin levels remain low. In simple terms, your body may become more willing to use stored fat before breakfast than after it. So when you walk during that fasted window, your body often relies more heavily on stored energy. But most people accidentally shut this process down before they even leave the house. The morning habit that blocks results. This is one of the most common mistakes people make. Sweet coffee, flavored creamer, juice. A quick snack for energy. Even small amounts of sugar can trigger an insulin response. And once insulin rises, the body begins prioritizing incoming food instead of stored fat. Researchers in metabolic health have repeatedly shown that insulin plays a major role in regulating fat release from fat cells. That doesn't mean breakfast is bad. It simply means timing matters. If your goal is to maximize fat use during your walk, keeping that fasted state intact may improve the effect over time. For many people, the best option before walking is water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea. Simple, sustainable, effective. Why moderate intensity works better? Many people assume harder workouts always burn more fat. But after 50, extremely intense exercise can sometimes increase stress hormones and fatigue. Research from the American College of Sports Medicine suggests that moderate-intensity exercise supports sustainable fat metabolism while reducing injury risk and excessive stress on the body. A simple rule: you should still be able to talk while walking, but feel slightly challenged. That level of effort is easier on the joints, easier to recover from, and easier to maintain consistently. And long-term consistency matters more than temporary intensity. How long should you walk? Another common mistake: stopping too early. When you first begin walking, the body still uses readily available glucose for energy. But after around 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement, the body gradually increases reliance on fat metabolism. That's why many health professionals recommend aiming for 30 to 45 minutes of moderate walking. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, moderate intensity activity is one of the safest and most sustainable forms of exercise for older adults. Not extreme, not exhausting, just consistent. And consistency is what transforms the body over time. What happens after a few weeks? One reason many people quit too early is because they expect immediate results, but healthy fat loss usually follows a gradual pattern. According to long-term lifestyle studies published by organizations focused on aging and metabolic health, consistent walking combined with improved daily habits can lead to better endurance, reduced waist circumference, improved blood sugar regulation, and higher daily energy levels over time. Week after week, the body slowly adapts, and those small improvements eventually become visible results. Final takeaway: the truth is, after 50, fat loss becomes less about pushing harder and more about understanding how your body actually works. Small changes in timing, routine, and consistency can create results that feel impossible when everything is done in the wrong order. Walking in a fasted state is not magic, but according to metabolic research, it may help create conditions where the body becomes more likely to use stored fat for energy. And if you've been walking regularly without seeing progress, there may be a few hidden mistakes slowing your results down without you realizing it. That's exactly what we'll cover in the next video. But before you go, what has been the biggest challenge for you after 50? Losing belly fat, staying consistent, or simply keeping your energy up every day?